Hello, it's Lynn Saxberg at the Ottawa Citizen Digital Lounge down here at Blues Fest. We have got a band blasting away in the background. Scott thinks it's Steel Dragon, but I'm not so sure. With me today is Scott Towaij. He is I guess we'll call you a Christian rocker. Is that a good term for it? Okay. And he's here to participate in Gospel Day, a big celebration of music inspired by the good Lord. Scott's got his second album out, Freedom Train. And I know this is going to be a pretty obvious question, Scott, but I'd like to talk about your inspiration. Where does your inspiration come from?
Well, it comes from my faith and just from my experiences in life. You know, people that I've met, different, doing prison visits, for instance, and connecting with some of those guys there, or just people that I've met, through my walk, or people on the street, and just seeing how people's lives have been transformed, really how faith has really changed people from, the state of brokenness into, people who are making a difference in the community. So,
it's really changed you too. I've known Scott for quite a long time, and he's a very different man now than he used to be. What would you say is the biggest change in your life?
Well, I've got 23 years sobriety. And that's a big part. And just, walking, from a faith perspective and, walking with the Lord has really changed how I look at life. And it's really made me think about what kind of person I want to be, what sort of contribution I want to make. I'm married. I have a 15-year-old daughter. That changes things, too. And, I've kind of gone from being rebel without a cause to, I teach in the public school board during the week. That's my Monday to Friday. So grade 5 teacher, and I'm not smarter than the 5th grader. And then music and, yeah. So I think that, in terms of the music, there's a lot of people like myself who, have come from different places and they've, come to know the Lord in the past years. For me, it's only been about 7 years. But a lot of the influences we have musically go back to sort of the Motown sounds, these funky sounds, sort of classic music, which is not being represented within the faith context. So I'm able to now write this music, which I like to listen to, but it has the message, if you will. So I'm also at Bikers Church, and I've been there for a couple of years, and we meet on Thursday nights. And so the guys were like, when are you going to get your bike? And I was saying, well, when I'm 50, I'm 46. And like, come on, what's the problem here? So I went out and I got a 2003 V-Star Classic in 1100. Great bike, got new tires on it, crashed it within an hour. I got the bike out of the shop. I was riding, and I was going to be one of these guys, the jeans and just a leather vest and, easy rider, right? But I put my chaps on, I had the jacket, I had the full gear. I was riding home. I turned down on McFarland Road, then I was on Slack, and I was having the easy rider moment. I was thinking, yeah, this is really cool, and everything's really good. And then I'm almost home, and I get leveled to the ground, and I just really feel the Lord was saying, you got to make sure that you are paying attention, to everything which is there, and you've got to be all the gear all the time. Now, this morning I did my ride. I was wearing my chaps, but I was just wearing the vest. My wife, the lovely Mrs. Towaij, was in the driveway. She said, what happened to all the gear all the time? I said, it won't happen again. I'll wear the jacket. So.
Yeah, be careful out there. Thanks very much for this, Scott. Good luck with your gig today, and we'll talk again.
And thank you, and thanks for all your support, Lynn. It's been awesome.